Three, two. Hi there. Hello, Kia ora, and welcome to our next live with HT Systems. Today we will talk to the founders and engineer. I have Alex O'Keefe here again, and then we will have Keith Keith Alexander, who was the inventor of the Springfree Trampoline and also the original founder of HT Systems. For those of you who don't know HT Systems, it's a health tech company and building and distributing mobility solutions for disabled people. And as we could hear from some of the customers, they are complete game changers in their life for being transferred by one person only. So, Alex, you are currently raising investment via equity crowdfunding here on PledgeMe, as you have a plan to grow further from New Zealand. We want to give everyone who's interested a bit more background information about the company, about your whys, and so please put in your questions into the certain channels you are in there, so that we can have a lively discussion after Alex has given a presentation. It will be a short one, 2 to 3 minutes. So can I ask you for that?
Yes, thank you, Jackie. A pleasure. So yeah, we thought we'd just start off for anyone who's new to this conversation with the quick run through of the pitch deck, so that you've got a background for it. If you've seen this before and you're well in tune and you're watching again, you can skip forward 3 minutes and then we're chatting with Keith. But I wanted to give you the pitch basically. So as Jackie said, HT Systems is an assistive technology company based here in Otautahi, Christchurch, who are engineering better solutions to care for those among us who have limited mobility. So for example, that's 600,000 people in Australia and New Zealand alone who rely on someone else for assistance just getting up out of bed or moving from their wheelchair. And this can be from any number of reasons: accident, illness, or just the loss of mobility due to aging. And it can be really hard to rely on others, and even harder when you feel like a burden for requiring that help. And that's how some of the equipment in this space can make people feel. So at HT Systems, we are engineering innovative solutions to transform the lives of people in care and those who care for them. Our first product, the patented Care Assistive, allows a single caregiver, often someone's partner, to transfer their loved one quickly and easily, say from wheelchair to bed. And this means, so importantly for a couple, that they can stay in their home together without facing the reality of one of them leaving to have to go into rest home care. We've been selling and refining our first product in New Zealand since 2019. 2 years ago, we raised capital through PledgeMe, and that allowed us to sign with Adacare, Australia's largest healthcare equipment retailer. This year, we topped it off by being awarded the Best New Product Award by the Australian industry body. That's pretty exciting. We have a deep connection with our market and a powerful innovation engine. And that's allowed me to create 2 new products that we are desperately excited to launch in the very near future. Products that will revolutionize the way that we provide care and break down accessibility barriers to allow people who have lost their mobility to regain their freedom. Now, we are addressing a really big market. The patient handling market represents $200 billion a year. Our first product, the Care Assistive, has defined its own category of hoist in this market, displacing other products, not competing. And we see our product suite as being a completely new pathway through individual mobility. We sell through a distributor model, so we sell into New Zealand and Australia, and our Australian distributor, whose sales reps love selling this product, are looking to launch a wholesale situation in the UK, and they're using our product as a unique selling point when signing up retailers. We've also been selling direct into the US because there is an urgent and unaddressed need, and people are coming to us desperate to buy our product. We're on track to double our revenue 2 years in a row since we raised in 2001, and we're going to keep growing as we launch into bigger markets with our new innovative products. The idea being to get to $10 million in revenue by 2028, and then look for an exit event at that point. We have a deeply committed and broadly experienced group to support us as we pursue this mission. Our first raise through PledgeMe 2 years ago allowed us to demonstrate that we have a place in this market and our innovation capabilities. This time, we're raising between 500,000 and 1.5 million, and these funds will allow us to grow into bigger markets, to build the capacity to support these growing sales, and to launch our new products to customers who are desperately waiting for them. Join us as we engineer a better future of care. Your investment will have a tangible impact on the lives of people with limited mobility and those who care for them.
Thank you, Alex. That's amazing. Would you like to show us maybe a video how one of your products is working?
Of course, and this is a really exciting step for us, in that we started off by making this one product. You know, the solution was get people from chair to bed or chair to wheelchair, you know, and we've done that really well. But along the way, we've learned a lot about how to move people, and we've been asked by people for what they really want. And what they really want is to be upright, is to be able to stand and chat with someone eye to eye, or to be able to feel what it's like to run and jump across the room. And so we've taken that initial, you know, that desire, that aspiration from our market, we've combined it with our really exciting new technology portfolio, and we've come up with a product that I'm beyond excited to present. This is brand new to the market and a world first, and this video has only been visible for about a day, so it's brand new. This video shows my school friend, Chloe, who has cerebral palsy. So for my whole life, I've known her as someone in a wheelchair. And so this video meant a lot to us, because now we can get her upright. You know, it's a totally different thing to see someone standing. And so the difference is, by putting this vest on just around the upper body, it makes it so easy to get on. And for Chloe, it can lift her up out of her wheelchair just as easy as that. And she can feel what it's like to run across the room. A pretty special moment. That was genuine surprise on my face. I didn't realize that she was going to take off in a run. And so that's amazing. We had an absolute blast testing this product out. And so it has some exciting implications, not just two friends hanging around in the gym, running around, but making it that much easier for someone to be able to connect with a person in a wheelchair and bring them up. So if you're moving them between chairs, if you're getting them out of their wheelchair and onto something exciting like a kayak or a boat, it makes it so much easier than the existing products out there, and opens up a whole new way of moving. So we're really excited about this product and its potential.
It looks like a really total game changer for that community. It's fabulous. So let me invite Keith Alexander to the stage.
Hello there.
Hello, Keith. Good to have you here too. So I understand, Keith, that you invented the Springfree Trampoline, which we have in our garden too, actually. And tell us, you know, how does it, or how did you come about to invent another life-changing product?
Well, it's a very long story, but I'm not going to bore you with it.
No.
Both the trampoline and this request from Burwood Hospital to help their carers was there in 1996. But as an academic, I spent lots of time researching all sorts of things and teaching students. And my thought was, just leave it, let it sit there. And if it's still there down the track, then maybe there's something in it. And the trampoline one came first. We had some investors who were interested in that. And it took a little bit longer for this one to get some traction.
Fabulous. So that product, this is the Carer Sit to Sit you're mentioning?
That's right.
So what does it mean to you actually right now when you see people using the Carer?
Well, there's two things. I think I did engineering because I was frightened of people and fell in love with machines. So when I see it, people using it now, I look at it and I think, well, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Alex has changed it a little bit, but that's really good because it's better now. So that's one of the things. And then the other one is it's an emotional piece, and I don't handle that very well. This is actually giving someone freedoms that they didn't have, and that makes me quite emotional, and I kind of shrink back from that. So I just want this little company to carry on doing that sort of thing, but well, you have to ask Alex how he does it. I don't know. He's able to relate to the people.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask him actually. Alex, what does the company, or why does the company mean so much to you actually? Can you talk about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. So bit of my backstory. So my sister has spina bifida and spends her life in a wheelchair. So when she was younger, she used to just jump on my back and we could get in and out of the car, go down to the beach. You know, the world was pretty accessible to her, you know, at that age. As she got older, she got harder to transfer. And I realized just how important it is to give people, you know, the ability to transfer the people that they love. You know, it can feel like a real burden when you have to ask for something that you know is really difficult. And so starting this company and meeting our clients, I realized that can be, you know, when you're not moving your kid's sister and it's easy, it can be really heartbreaking not to be able to do that. And so to be able to come up with a piece of equipment that empowers often a partner to be able to care for their loved one, I feel is so important. You know, you can just see that they feel really relieved. They feel like a burden's been lifted off them when they've been given the ability to care, to present their care in a way that, you know, they want to their partner. So having seen that, I can see the change in the world that we need to make, and I'm really excited to take that to everybody who needs it, and to take 2 steps more, you know, to really bring freedom and mobility back to people.
It's amazing. You know, it must feel really very different to everyone actually in that, also in the workforce. Keith, you mentioned that the first request came from Burwood, which is the spinal unit in Christchurch. What do you think, what does it mean for the carers that are working with disabled people day in, day out, to be less prone to accidents, probably?
What does it mean to them? I don't think they think about it until they've injured themselves, and then suddenly they're confronted with this situation where they can't do their job. It wasn't the carers themselves who made the request. It was a senior doctor there, and it just made sense to me that it would be useful if we could do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's also important for their organizations that are having, you know, their own health and safety regulations to make sure that their carers are not injured doing their very valuable work, especially as we don't have enough of them, right?
Yeah. Yes, we don't have enough of them, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do, is to make anything that can be used by a single caregiver, so they don't need 2 people there.
And how much does it help actually people to stay in their own house? You know, kind of, if you have, that's the situation I see in my whānau, where you have one person being disabled and the other one trying to help. How does this help?
Yes, well, I see that too. That's the end of a marriage often. And that's what the case was with my mother and father. When he went into rest home, she had to live on her own for the next few years, or however long it took for her to see her end. Yeah, so if we can enable people to age in place, which is what the government is saying, we can't afford to have everybody going to rest homes, but they're going to be aging in place. Therefore, we want the people who are in that place to be able to care for them. So any machine that we make that helps should be able to be operated by one person. So that's where I think we're heading.
That's so it's really helping people to stay in their own home and be with their loved ones, and not having to go into a rest home situation or a care home, as long as it is possible. That's fabulous. Yes. Alex, we got a question in here, which is about the scale and the scope of healthcare around the world, and the number of people who will need assistance.
Yeah. So there's 80 million people around the world in wheelchairs, to give one statistic. You can kind of scale up from our 100,000 people in New Zealand. It represents a big problem, and a lot of care resources go into moving people. It's sort of a twofold solution when you can allow someone to be more independent, you can, improve their quality of life and reduce the amount of care that they require, which means that, we're saving money from caregiving, and we're also empowering people to live, bigger and better lives. And so, in that slide, we showed that there would have been nearly 1 million hoists a year sold. We are addressing a large market here. And what we're doing is not putting another competition in the market. We are defining a whole new pathway for people to be cared for, or people's individual mobility to be serviced. And so, we see people having the choice, and when you become disabled or you lose your mobility, you often lose a lot of choice around how you care for yourself or you be cared for. And so having these options in place, allowing people to make those decisions for themselves will be really empowering. And I believe that it'll be recognised by the institutions that care and the people that, that provide the care, because we provide efficiency, we provide ease of use for caregivers, we reduce labour costs. We're solving a lot of unanswered problems at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic. Is there, so where do you see the company going on a worldwide stage then? Because I know you have patented the Kerasit and also your new products, which gives you quite a competitive advantage in other markets. How are you planning to go about this?
I think maybe Keith could answer this. Keith, do you think it might be larger than the trampoline?
Well, tell me, are there more old people in the world than young people? Certainly in the West, there's going to be more older people than younger people. And the West is where more of the money is. People are better off. So I'd say it could go further than the trampoline, really. And that's up to you, Alex. You keep going.
Yeah. Thank you.
That sounds very good. So, but how do you see the future of HT Systems as a company? Keith, you have been such an integral part of it.
How do I see it? I see it growing slowly, just the way it is, but it's a gradual takeoff. This company, unlike the trampoline, there hasn't been a lot of financial support. So that's why we've had to go and capital raise, because we haven't had the money. With the trampoline, it just seemed that the people who invested in that had the money to employ more people when it was needed, and they went ahead and did it, and that helped it to grow relatively quickly. With this one, it's a bit more slow, but we have to keep it lean because we can't afford to spend a lot of money. So Alex is doing most of the work at the moment as far as the machine is concerned, and we're connecting with better and better distributors in New Zealand and Australia to help with the sales. So Alex doesn't have to do that as well. So
sorry, you go.
I just see it as a slow burn because partly because of the investment in it, but secondly because it's a new and different thing, and people take a while to get used to it, and they did with the trampoline as well. It took a long time before people actually started to buying it because they understood it. And we had this thing with this trampoline, see us, know us. So they were inviting people to come and try it out. Once people tried it out, then they thought, oh, okay, now we get it. I can see, yes, the edge is soft. That's interesting. That's different. And the net's flexible. That's different. And I think it's a little bit the same with the carer sit to sit. People have to try it before they believe it'll work. They have all sorts of false impressions of how it works until they try it. So it takes a long time to get lots of people to have tried it.
Okay, I think Alex is on a curve there, kind of
Yes.
to get more people to come and try it. Alex, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, and it has been a slow burn in New Zealand. New Zealand is a really conservative healthcare market, and the majority of New Zealand health tech companies don't necessarily sell into New Zealand because it represents a tough market and a small market. And so, we've had a slow burn, and it was affected by COVID, and that's okay, because we've learned a lot and we've had a lot of deep connection with our market. So what we've gone to market with in Australia and the US is a product ready for market, and it is being adopted quickly, and the uptake is really rapid, because the market over there is, it's wealthier, and we've got a better distribution situation going on, or a larger market to serve. And to Keith's point, like the Springfree Trampoline, the carer has a similar effect. It's overwhelming to people to have this solution. I was at Otago Girls' School last week, and the special ed coordinator there had to leave the room in tears of joy, because they'd been fighting to have a solution for this young girl for 3 years now. And the New Zealand health market makes it so hard. And so for me to walk in there, and to deliver a solution that they just recognized instantly was going to change all of the caregivers' lives, and most importantly, this young girl's life, was a lot for her. And so, we know that the impact is there. We know that the change is ready. It's just about, how quickly can we grow this, and how quickly can we get these solutions to every corner of the world.
Yeah, to stay just a second on that growth, and then I have another question coming in here. You said before in your presentation that you have actually doubled the revenue, and you are going to double this again. That was driven by going into the Australian market too, right? And you are planning this now to go into other markets like the US, which are really big markets, and you have proven something already. Yeah. So is this the main part of your plan?
Yeah, and so that, our big step to get to Australia and be selling in Australia for 12 months demonstrates that we've got a certain place in the market, and that sales grow, and basically organically. And so we know that if you replicate that model, which we're building in Australia, to learn all of our lessons, when we expand that to, and be it the US, be it the Asian market, or into Europe, such as the UK, which we've already started selling in, we know what the model is to get those sales, and we know what our customer base looks like, it's great for us. It just means that growth will come with territories and bigger markets. Yeah. And on the back of that, we've learned a lot about our products, and we see that our new products will have a more rapid uptake in the market because of what we know, and because of our existing sales channels, and because of our reputation as a life-changing product from an innovative New Zealand company.
Yeah, so I have a question about that here from Training News. She says, "Hi guys, I was here for your last live too. I know that you have been modifying the device for some people's specific needs, which is great for New Zealanders. As a Training News, I can see the need for single caregiver care across the industry. Most transfer devices are not readily customizable. I'm wondering if you will be able to offer this customization overseas as well, and is this something you are working on?"
That's a very insightful question.
Yeah.
So, and it speaks to a good point, is that in the New Zealand market, we have a really close connection with our market. So I am customizing, I'm solving problems for people who might be way outside of the scope of just your standard product. But from that, I learned very quickly what the common customizations are. And I'm learning to ensure that sales reps in Australia or the US or abroad will go out with the knowledge and the pack that means that they can go in and sell a product that works every time, which I'm sure they'd struggle to say about some of the other products on their books. And so customization to us means coming up with accessories, accessorizing the product. So I think that we're building a really good understanding of our market in New Zealand, and something that we're ready to export, knowing that sales reps will be ready for it.
Okay. And so I think we have heard from your users that they are really happy about it. The partner you found in Australia, AdaCare, is really happy with the performance and with all the products. What do your former investors, because we are really here to help you get more investors into the company, so that you are actually that you will be able to grow and take this next step. And the more you will have, the faster you can do this, obviously. So do you have anything for us, what your investors, your former investors said? Will they go in again? what can you talk about?
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
that's okay to talk about.
I might speak to, I find we've got three types of investors, well, three, to broadly categorize. People who have our product, who have seen it change their lives and who can't imagine it not changing lives all over the world. And they've invested with us because it feels to them completely a foregone conclusion. We've got the people who invest because they've seen it, they've seen their parents go through this, or they've had a child who's been affected by a loss of mobility. They know how hard it can be and they want to change things for the people around them. And the other investors are the ones who see just how big a market this is and just how innovative those products are. And they're here because they can invest their money in a way that they see will return, with really big growth possibilities, and doing so in an impactful way, doing good with their investment, which is a really good feeling, so it kind of rolls in that potential for high growth and the ability to make a tangible impact for the world in one.
So you are actually catering to all three of those groups, right? With your offer at the moment.
That's right. Yeah. And we wanted to go through PledgeMe because we want people who know that need, who want to invest, but maybe don't have the financial means to be able to come in for as little as $500. Every vote counts. Come election time, 2 weeks time, but every investment counts for us. You're part of making this change. We are.
Yeah, that's it's often a problem for New Zealand companies, right, to get to this critical mass in terms of how many products you are selling, how low you can get your cost of goods down for making it more accessible and being able to deliver actually in other markets. So good on you. That's really, really amazing. Coming to the end of our live, I would like to...
Question here, Jackie. Let's answer that. So it's from Ian, and he asks, how well are you equipped to protect your patents? I could speak to this, but it would only be in the aspiration. I think Keith has a really long history of understanding what the patent landscape is, protecting his innovative Springfree Trampoline from competitors all over the world. So from my point of view, I feel like we're very well equipped to protect our patents with strong base of work in the development of those patents. And, it essentially will come down to cost to protect. But Keith, how do you feel like the IP strategy at HT Systems is compared to how well Springfree have done?
Springfree threw a lot of money at it. So that's something that we need investment for. But I'd like to talk about that briefly because this field, the aid field, is very difficult to patent things in because there's been lots of people who are not necessarily particularly competent, but they will come up with an idea and then they patent it. So when you go to patent something, you find that someone's already got it. They're not doing anything about it. They've just got it. So it's really a matter of, on the one hand, thinking, regardless, I'm going to go ahead with this. I might run into somebody's patent, but I really think it's important to have it out there, so I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to be put off because there's other people have patented things. And the other thing is to find areas of investigation or theory that no one else has looked at is quite hard because there's so many of them there. But that's the unique thing that we are offering, that Alex and I as the engineers are offering, is we have gone back to the fundamentals in theoretical work and come up with solutions that apply theory that no one else is doing. So that we've done that a couple of times now. And that's really where I think our advantage is. It'd be good to have lots of patents to cover it. I don't think we can afford to do that. We're just going to have to go ahead anyway because we really want to be serving people rather than serving patent attorneys.
That's right. So that's like, I just wanted to ask before, what would be your recommendation on that as an investor and as an inventor? Is there anything, Alex, you would like to, say to your possible investment or possible investors, how they can help you actually going forward?
Yeah, I mean, your investment in this company will allow us to, at a very critical point in our growth, to really consolidate ourselves in the market, to break even and show that we have a place here. If you don't have the financial means to support us, sharing our message, sharing our posts, showing people, what we're doing here and backing us is equally important. People, once they understand what we've done here and what we're doing, they are excited to be on board. And so, the more you know us, the more you ask about our innovations, the clearer it becomes that this is going to be an absolute game changer in the healthcare sector, bringing dignity and independence back to people who've lost their mobility. We're beyond excited about it, and I urge you to join our journey and pledge soon.
Yes.
Before,
so we have one. Yeah. So you are 40% funded now. We have one more week to go. So it's really a big call to everyone who thinks it is really worthwhile to have a company like yours in that market and being able to grow. I mean, you are in the market and you will be there, but being able to grow to make more products and give a better service to those people that are disabled, young and old, actually. Keith, anything from your side you would like to leave people that are thinking about investment in HC systems with?
Stop thinking and get on with it. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, well, it's it's a big decision for some people, but I think it's really good to know that you can be part of that also for $500 already. That's the minimum investment. And it's another week that is the investment proposal is open. And if you have any other questions, or you would like to see one of the products, please get in touch with Alex. He is more than happy to show you in Christchurch, but also online. Probably you could demonstrate something for interested parties that are a bit further away. And please support this amazing company. It's what we all need, from young to old, and we definitely all get there. Unfortunately, but that's what is happening. So making our lives more livable, and that would be a really good aim to go for. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Keith. It was really amazing to have you here, and we might join in again next week. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and see you. Have a nice Friday and weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Jackie.
Everyone.
Yeah.